Good evening, morning, night, or afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the final installment of the T1 tournament, the Grand Finals. It's here, ladies and gentlemen. We are here at long last. We are going to be playing on Hard Rain Downpour. The teams are going to be Spanish Nerds versus Very Annoying Children. Now, before all of that, though, I've got some important shout-outs to be given because we are at the Grand Finals. It's the final stage of the tournament. Therefore, going to give a very special shout-out to Midnight, first and foremost, as I have in every other broadcast, because he is the provider of the servers we do play on. And without him, this tournament would not be possible. So, very special shout-out to Midnight. Very special shout-out to all of the organisers of the tournament for making this happen. Very special thank you to all of the teams that made this tournament possible as well. Very special thank you to everybody who donated into the prize pool, because there is actually a prize pool for this tournament, which makes it all the more exciting. And obviously thank you to everybody who has streamed, and everybody other than myself and other than Joken, who is by my side, who has casted or commentated the tournament. Literally everybody who has made this tournament possible, thank you very much, guys. It has been a wonderful event, and we still have one more game to go with the grand final. And, you know, as I said, it's on Hard Rain Downpour, so I am very excited for that. Anyhow, introducing Joken, my co-caster. Say hello.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Got a nice little game on our hands here. I'm going to go on a whim here, because I think that, obviously, well, Spanish nerds obviously are predominantly from Spain. I also think that Very Annoying Children are predominantly from Finland, so it could actually be like a Spain versus Finland kind of candle here, which makes it quite interesting, actually, in my mind. Obviously, it's not exclusively, but it is, you know, basically Spain versus Finland, basically, you know, with maybe, you know, one or two. Nonetheless, I shall be assigning the tank very quickly. And obviously, map 1 tank is going to be in the hands of Laughter. So, teams have been decided as well. There's going to be Spanish Nerds playing first and foremost on the Survivor side. Spanish Nerds will be comprised of Abstract, Z or Z, Manzano, and Joji. And over on the Infected side, we're going to have Very Annoying Children, which is going to be Tim, Deadeye, Zaros, and Laughter, who, as I say, is going to be map number 1's tank. So, the grand final being played on one of the most exciting maps of the whole Left 4 Dead 2 scene, really, Hard Rain Downpour, because I quite like Hard Rain in general, and then you add Downpour into the equation, where it just adds so many more choke points and just so much more distance to travel. It's going to be an exciting, very exciting game here. I'm looking forward for it. And we're live. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the grand final of the T1 tournament. It all comes down to this. 2 remaining teams. Boomer, Jockey, Smoker, and a Charger are up so far. There's a Jockey pre-spawned. Just making some noise. It's not going in yet, though. Boomer has been popped before he can land, actually. There's Charger moving in to try and get some interception, actually. There is some interception, and all survivors have dropped, so that Jockey is going to do a lot of damage here onto Nick. Nick is still on the roof there. Although the Jockey is very low, so they do manage to clear him in a few bullets. Nonetheless, that is good damage onto Nick, actually. Wouldn't you say, Joker?
Yeah, it didn't look too good, but that Jockey just secured... How much can it be? 30 damage, maybe?
Yeah, more, actually. Well, the Charger got a good interception onto Coach, and I think that was about 30, or yeah, something like that. And then 44 damage, actually, onto Nick, so very impressive. Hunter's pouncing around on the fence there, will be actually shut down mid-air. There is a Charger moving in, isn't able to get anything other than the scratch. The Smoker tries to pull into the alarm car, no success though. They're going to completely ignore that Smoker because they want no risk of triggering this tank.
I thought they would be saving that attack for the ladder here.
Yeah, I think really they were hoping for a trigger on the alarm car. The Boomer gets a... Well, he doesn't get the Rocket Boom. He goes for the Rocket Boom. Isn't able to connect, though. I mean, honestly, a Rocket Boomer without any distraction is pretty tough to land, especially in a grand final with teams of this caliber. They do go for the remote crown and secure it very easily there. Jockey moves in and is dead stops and killed. Hunter moves in, lands a pounce, but nothing much will happen from it. Smoker gets a last minute smoke onto Nick, will be shut down. I mean, they have actually taken some decent damage so far, really. So especially with Nick, played by Joji, who's on 53 HP.
Yeah, that seems to be the saving grace, because they're not really syncing their attacks very well. But somehow they're landing damage.
Indeed, yeah. There's a charger, boomerang, and a spitter up, and it is quite an open area, so maybe not the most ideal setup. It's going to be completed with the jockey, so it is a 2-2. And obviously jockeys and chargers really do require you to get close to the survivors, and being in an open area, it can be tricky. There is a jockey moving in first and foremost. Charger tries to get the bunny hops, is completely shut down there as well as the jockey. Everybody has just too much distance to cover there, so obviously nothing is going to happen from that attack, and they will be shut down with 0 damage from the attack.
Reloading.
They'll be making their way up to the ambulance here. Tank has now spawned, and as I said, will be in the hands of Laughter, so we have to see what he can bring to the table in this tank fight. Pretty standard setup here. It doesn't really change in Downpour. It's always going to be the same in terms of where you fight the tank. It will be by this house with all the pillars, mainly to avoid the cars, because there are hittable cars, which the tank is now moving in as we speak. Charger, Smoker, and a jockey will be up so far. Well, it's not so far, really. That is what will be up. It is a tri-cap. They do not have a boomer, and really, I would personally want a boomer for this. Tank is on 60% of pass number 1. He has 3 cars to work with. It's just if he can get them through the pillars, it's very difficult to pull off. 2 people are on top at the moment. Tank is abandoning the cars and will just go straight for the survivors. Going to look to pin somebody. Misses the first punch, though. Charger is going to be moving in with the jockey. Jockey lands a connection, but oh no, the Charger misses, unfortunately. There is a smoker onto Coach and some scratches. Will be shut down. Tank is spreading the damage with the punches. A lot of people low, but he will actually go down, so they managed to kill him. Luckily, if the Charger landed, that would have been a very different case.
Yeah, good sport by the tank to not punch Ellis, who was stuck in the ceiling.
That is, yeah, that's worth mentioning, actually. Laughter's tank was very sportsmanlike there, because unfortunately in areas with a low roof like that, if you get punched while you jump, you can actually get stuck in the roof. So showing very good sportsmanship in the side of very annoying children, showing themselves to be the opposite of that and having good sportsmanship, so credit to them, especially in a grand final. Smoker, Spitter, Hunter, and a Boomer, so they have a 2-2, they do not have a Charger. Smoker from behind is going to look for Ellis here, but he's behind a tree. Hunter's moving in. Boomer's got some distraction here, but will be shut down. There is a Smoker landing onto Coach. The Spit is just going to go into no man's land because nothing really has landed. That will conclude the attack, and they have some distance to cover here. They still have a lot, mind you, because it is hard rain downpour, and there's a lot more choke points.
Yeah, I noticed it looks like they have blocked out the ambulance with objects, so it doesn't look like you can find pills or anything in there.
Honestly, they've blocked off so many things, and that's what I love about this map. Smoker tries to get some separation onto the last dropping survivor, isn't able to do so though, and may be looking for a respawn here. There's a jockey in the house as well as a Charger. Boomer's going to be looking to vomit out the window. Can't scratch the glass though. Everything is going to be shut down other than the Smoker, who is respawned. So
really
it was a
shut down
3-person.
by Coach. He shut down the Charger and jockey by himself there.
Smoker from behind gets a smoke onto Coach. They haven't cleared it yet. They do manage to. And as we can see, though, the Spanish nerds do actually have 4 medkits and a set of pain. Bonus points are going to be pretty good as long as they can get into the safe room here without having to use anything. Obviously, it is pretty likely. Smoker's going to spit into the doorway. Does manage to get it. There is a Hunter pouncing around as well as a jockey on the roof. Obviously, the survivors are bleeding, so they're going to try and make them bleed as much as they can. Jockey's dropping down from the rooftop there. Will be dead stopped and killed. Charger... Oh, Hunter gets shut down nicely there. Charger's going to charge straight into the fence. Not really any health to that guy, so they're going to make it into the safe room, Spanish nerds, with 310 bonus points. Very, very substantial.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Indeed, and speaking of a lot, you can see Manzano there with 55% of the special infected damage, as well as 46% of the kills as well. So that is quite impressive, actually. 10, obviously 50% friendly fire, but only 10 of that damage is friendly fire. So that means they did 20 damage in total of friendly fire, which is not really that bad, to be fair.
Yeah, no,
Just gonna
considering he did almost 6k to SI.
So we're moving on to the second half of chapter number 1 of Hard Rain Downpour. We are going to be seeing the tank in the hands of Abstract. That's going to be the first tank on the hands of Spanish Nerds. Obviously, this is a very healthy, very substantial point margin here, 910. You know, that's going to look scary. That's going to look very scary for the very annoying children. They do need to play very well here to close this gap. We will be seeing the same setup as last time: Smoker, Jockey, Boomer, and a Charger. So it's going to be a 3-1. It's going to be without the Spitter. Witch at 33%, Tank at 62%, which again, it will be under the pillars. Obviously, the survivors do actually have to make it to that point, though, which they're more than capable. There is separation, though. Rochelle is completely separated from her team. There might be miscommunication. There's a Charger landing in the house. That's going to be a lot of damage. The Smoker interception. There's going to be so much damage happening onto Rochelle here. I'm not sure what happened. There's a bit of a breakdown there. Nonetheless, that is very good damage onto Rochelle, inflicted by Spanish Nerds.
Yeah, it looks like they were trying an alternative strat to look for pills or something. They did find one set of pills, but at a pretty big cost.
Indeed, yeah, absolutely. That is the perfect term to use. That was a big cost. The Rochelle took a lot of damage. They have a Charger, Hunter, Boomer, and a Smoker, so they just replaced the Jockey with a Hunter, essentially. It's going to be another 3-1. Boomer's from behind the fence there, gets a boom onto one survivor. There's a Hunter pouncing around on a rooftop. They haven't moved in yet, though. They might be waiting for a Spitter, which is what they will be most likely getting. Hunter is just pouncing around, just trying to keep them slowed down. They do have a Witch to deal with after this Caravan ladder choke point as well, which could also be what the Special Infected are saving for. It is looking more and more likely to be the case. Hunter's repositioned onto the roof, just pouncing around and being a nuisance. He pounces in there. There's a Charger moving in as well. Nick has pounced on the Caravan as well as the Spit. The Charger can't make a connection, but it doesn't matter because there's a Spit combination with the Hunter onto Nick. Whoa, look at that damage that happened to Nick there.
Oh, yikes.
They do secure, although to their credit, they do secure the remote crown, so they are going to award themselves those 25 bonus points. And they are slowly but surely covering the distance points. However, as we said, Nick took a lot of damage and they do not have pain pills. They may actually have to use 1 or 2 medkits before the tank goes in.
Indeed.
Jockey, Charger, Boomer, and a Spitter, so they have a 2-2 with the Jockey and Charger. Could be looking to just tunnel vision a survivor here with the Jockey and the Charger scratches. We'll have to see what they do. Boomer's going to rocket, unable to land a connection though, although there is a Charger landing onto Coach as well as the Spit, so that's going to be more damage onto him. They are taking a lot of damage here, 1 by 1 as well. First it was Rochelle, then it was Nick, and now it's Coach. It's just L is next, basically.
Yeah, they're seeming to set up their spawns very well with the Charger Spitter combos on 3 different targets now.
Absolutely. So, Abstract's tank. Here we go. We're going to see what he can bring to the table for the Spanish Nerds. Jockey, Hunter, and a Smoker. Hunter is from the tree. They're going to be just getting rid of the spawn, essentially. He's not going to want to keep that. Smoker's a bit difficult, really, in this choke point, unless, of course, you can pull them out to the open area for the car. Who'd imagine a car can't be hit because of a watering, whatever that thing is. Do you know what? I don't know what they're called. Those little things that have water in them.
Water post?
Something like that, I don't know. So there's a Jockey and a Hunter. English is my first language, by the way, so that's a bit bad. Jockey, Hunter, and a Charger. So they've replaced the Smoker with a Hunter. They probably would have wanted a Boomer, really. The Boomer is very good here. So I have to see what they can manage. The tank is on 60% of pass number 2, so he does have to move in pretty soon. Just waiting around, just assessing his options. He's going to be moving in. He actually doesn't get the jump there, so he's going to have to break the... He's going to actually get a pin already onto Rochelle. She could be looking to go down here. He's going to successfully get the in-cap on her. There's a Charger, gets the connection. There's a potential tri-cap going to go on here. Although the Jockey is shut down. The Hunter gets the punch onto the non-pin survivor though, although he has a Magnum, so he is able to clear Ellis there. It's looking very bad, actually, for the survivors. Tank is on 1,100 HP. He is going to be retreating, though, because there are magnums, and those magnums are going to do a lot of damage, even by the in-cap survivors. 1,053 HP remaining on the tank. He's going to go and get the car here. He's going to try and land it. He is unable to, though. He hit it a bit too high there, so he's not able to get the double in-cap and secure the round. So they're still going here. They're still going, but not at the best health. There's a jockey and a smoker moving in with a car. Jockey is dead stop. Tank's going to move in, try to get some extra damage before he dies. He gets one punch, but will be dying. Can the survivors revive everybody, or will they go down? There's only a hunter, so they should be able to revive everybody. They have 2 medkits, but every single survivor needs one. So that's not a good result for them.
Yeah, that would have been a wipe for sure if it wasn't for Cyrus's deagle there.
Absolutely, yeah. He whipped out the deagle at the perfect time there and managed to clear the... I mean, honestly, that was a very clutch piece of gameplay there. There is a boomer from behind the amp. Will be shut down, though. And obviously, it's a fire hydrant. Thank you for that, Joken. I've just gotten rid of it. Charger gets a scratch charge combination onto Ellis and will secure the in-cap onto him, so that will slow them down a fair bit. And the Spitter is still remaining as well, not looking to kill the spawn, going to look to respawn instead. So they do get the in-cap and they do get the slowdown. They're going to have to hope for some pain pills, really, because they have used all of their medkits now. It's just all about making it to the safe room and getting those survival bonus points at the very least. That's all they can really hope for now. They have found 1 set of pain pills that will be awarded most likely to Coach. Both of whom on the survivor side, the temporary HP guys, have both been down once, so neither are black and white, but will be black and white after another in-cap. Jockey, Spitter, Charger, and a Smoker will be up for the for this more than likely indoor attack, especially with the Spitter. They're probably going to want to be doing that. Jockey's just waiting around. He's just scratching some doors down so that they can't have doors closed in their faces, and also scratching the glass. Making their way into the house, but they're very frightened, and I would be frightened too. Obviously, they don't know they have a charger, but obviously you have to be very aware of the possibility. Trying to bait out the spawns here. Charger's going from behind, actually. Nice decision by him. There's going to be a spit combination. There's going to be an in-cap onto Ellis. A lot of damage onto Rochelle as well. Very nicely... actually, a very good, very intelligent decision by the Chargers to go from behind there.
Yeah. Quick thinking.
Indeed, I like what they did there. That was very, very smart. However, not looking good for very annoying children, because Laughter, aka Ellis, is black and white. Luckily, he does find a set of pain pills, though. That's very fortunate for them. He's going to increase his HP and be in a lot less danger. Survivors are going to keep progressing forward. They're going to want to make it to the safe room. They have one more attack to deal with. Rocket Boomer can't successfully get the bunny hop, so can't close the distance, and therefore will be shut down. Hunter, Charger, and a Jockey is what they have to work with here. Can they get the kill onto Ellis is really the question, because he is black and white, and that will deny some survival bonus points if they can kill him. Obviously, he has a lot of HP, though, because he found those pills. Hunter from on the rooftop is going to be spawning up. They have put the black and white guy into the safe room first. Very smart decision there, because he is the most likely to be... Nicely shut down on the Hunter there. Charger from behind can't make a connection. Jockey actually does make a connection, and therefore incapacitates Coach just outside the safe room. However, there's no spawns remaining for at least 13 seconds, so they should be able to revive Coach there and make it into the safe room safely. Safe room safely. Who'da thunk it? So there you go. They do make it into the safe room, which is really what they could have hoped for. Obviously, they do have 25 bonus points versus 310. So we are looking at a point difference of 300, which, you know, is not the worst in the world. You know, it's nothing to worry about as such, but you have to give them credit, really, for making it to the safe room, considering how not so great it went for them.
Yeah, but, you know, it's just first chapter. It's not over yet. It's still gonna be an exciting game, I think.
Absolutely, yeah. I think, really, I think Chapter 1, especially for the very annoying children, I think it seemed like more of a warm-up, because, as you could see, the further into the chapter it got, the more they were playing, and the more plays they were pulling out. So I think they're probably warmed up by now. And, you know, they're going to hope for that anyway, because obviously 300 points is not a big difference, but it is something they do need to secure. It is a grand final, and the pressure is on. I'm just going to assign the tank here. It's going to be a tank in the hands of Deadeye. There we are. I have to see what happens here. We're just waiting for a couple more ready-ups and we'll be going live. So, chapter number 2, Hard Rain Downpour, Grand Finals. Very excited to see the outcome of this game. So far, it's anybody's game. Wait, what? Oh, I didn't mean to sign it to him.
Isn't Saros the mentor?
There we are. No, I did not mean to assign it to Zaros. I meant to assign it to Deadeye, but no, Zaros is not the mentor.
Oh. Oh, it's Tim, right?
Mm-hmm. It is indeed.
Timmy boy.
Timmy boy. I really love this map, though, I have to say. I just love the extra distance that you have to travel, because as you saw in Chapter 1, you have to cover so much more distance because there's just so many parts of the map that are cut off. Because I think a trend, really, in Left 4 Dead 2 maps is that there's a lot of open areas that you don't have to go through. The most prominent example I can think of is something we discussed, actually, Joker, a while ago. It was Parish, chapter number 4, just before you make it to the safe room. No, chapter number 3, sorry. Just before you make it to the safe room, there's that huge road, but you don't have to go round. You can just go straight forward. I don't know if anybody knows what I'm talking about, but Parish, chapter 3, at the end. There's just so many open areas that you don't have to go through, and that's exactly what this Hard Rain Downpour modification remedies. Going live, and we do have a 16% tank. That's very early, so we're going to have to see what they do with this. There is a hittable car around the safe room as well.
Doesn't look like the hunter is gonna want to go for a DP here. He wants to get a ton of tank with his team, I guess.
Yeah, obviously he does have these kind of plants to block the vision a little bit, so they might not be aware of where he is.
We're not going
Speaking of aware, they are aware, and he's going to have to reposition onto the roof. He took 54 damage there, so he's on 196 HP. Charger, Smoker, Hunter, and a Boomer is the setup. They don't have a Spitter, so we'll have to see what they do. It's an open area. Charger moves in first, gets the connection. Nice dual cap and a nice quad boom as well. The Charger is going to be disconnected by the Boomer. That's a very good attack, actually. It's a shame not much more damage happened, because that was a good dual cap and a very good quad boom as well.
Yeah, that was a really impressive movement.
And that's pretty much what I was saying. It seems like they're warmed up now, the guys on Very Annoying Children. That was a very good attack, and they need to keep that caliber of gameplay up.
They forgot this was Hard Rain, and they tried to go through the
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's exactly what I mean as well. You know, added choke points. Hunter, Charger, Boomer, and a Spitter. So they have a 2-2 with the Hunter and the Charger. There's a Hunter in the kind of window frame there, just waiting for his chance. Survivors patiently making their way outside. They don't want to run into any danger, or any danger that they can help, really. And tank has now spawned. There's going to be a Charger moving in. He's not moving in, actually, because that was the tank, so he's going to be completely dying there. Hunter moves in, unable to land anything, and will be shut down. There is a Spitter remaining in the hands of Laughter, so that he's going to want to kill that as quick as he can, which he will do so just there. So obviously Deadeye's tank, pass number 1, 100%. Got plenty of time, and the survivors will be taking it into in the safe room here, which you just got to consider, like, is there really a better place to take it here? Because there's a hittable car, like, outside, so there's not many places you can fight the tank here, which is what makes it kind of dangerous. The Boomer gets a nice boom, actually, onto 2 survivors. The Smoker does kill the spawn, however. I'm not sure if they're going to be moving in with the tank, actually, which is a shame, because a double boom here is a pretty good result.
They might get another Boomer.
They're going to hope for that, because tank is on pass number 2 on 20%. He's going to have to move in. He's got no choice. He's going to be looking for a pin, or at least maybe some double punches. He lands the first punch onto Rochelle. Misses another punch, though, actually. Nice Boomer going to be moving in there. Tank is nearly dead, though. Charger is going to be getting some damage here. There's a lot of dual punches, a lot of multiple punches. He's trying to avoid the melee weapons. isn't able to connect a very crucial punch there and will nearly go down. He's on 79 HP, pass number 2. He's probably just going to be looking to run it away from the survivors. Good damage, but no wipe, which is unfortunate because there were a lot of crucial punches that were not able to connect. Very unfortunate for Deadeye there.
Yeah, I think every missed punch there was at least 1500 damage.
Absolutely, especially with the melee weapons as well. Tank has now gone AI, does not know how to get through the door. There is a Hunter getting a little bit of damage there. That tank is not happy with that doorway. He does not like it whatsoever. Yeah, so the tank is now going to be dying. They have used 1 medkit, 7 punches landed in the time frame. So that concludes the tank fight. They still have 3 medkits, so they're looking good so far, Spanish nerds.
Yeah, and they're gonna want to hold on to that safe. I mean, to Rochelle's medkit for as long as they can, I think.
Absolutely, yeah. Boomer spits a charger and a jockey, so they have a 2-2 with the charger and jockey. Boomer isn't able to connect anything from behind the boxes there, so will be shut down. There's just a spitter, charger, and a jockey. They might look to attack with it regardless. Based on how they're positioned, it looks like they might do, although their spawns have been blocked, so they are going to reposition and potentially wait for Tim's spawn here in 5 seconds. Final spawn is going to be a Hunter, so they have given themselves a 3-1 now. Hunter, spitter, charger, and a jockey. Decent setup, some good separation potential. The Hunter spawned up on the ground level there. Going to be pouncing in a little bit early though, so the jockey's going to follow. Charger gets a stumble, but no connection. There is a jockey landing temporarily onto Nick. Not a lot of damage happening. Unfortunately, a bit of stagger in the coordination of the attack, which I think a little bit of demoralization may be kicking in from the tank fight.
Yeah, maybe. I hope not though.
Yeah, I really hope not for their sake either. Really hope not for their sake. It was just a little bit unfortunate really, because when survivors are all in your face like that, it's very stressful, and it's a lot harder than you might think to land punches in close air. Smoker, jockey, Hunter, and a Boomer. There is a witch spawned up. Smoker's going to try and smoke into the witch. They are going to trigger the witch here. Look for the remote crown. Not able to get it though. That's going to be an ink-up. That's going to be a very good result for the infected side. Very annoying children. Onto half HP while in is very unfortunate for Z, but very... Rocket Boomer from the roof there gets a triple boom. Nicely done there. That should slow them down a little bit as well. No pain pills thus far, so good pressure, and unfortunate for them, but nonetheless a good result. You know, they didn't get the remote crown, so that's 25 bonus points that they did not get, as well as an ink-up. Spitter, Hunter, and a Smoker so far. Final spawn is going to be up in 3 seconds. Smoker from behind isn't able to connect and therefore will be shut down. Good punishment there from Coach actually on the mistake. Charger can't make the connection onto Coach again. There is a Spitter going to spit into the middle of them. There's a Hunter skeeted there. However, they do secure another in-cap onto Ellis. That's going to put him on black and white. So nice placement from the Spit, really. He is going to heal. He's not going to take any chances here, not in the grand final. Absolutely not. He is going to use that medkit and compromise the potential bonus points. So he is no longer black and white and has been returned to permanent HP. Jockey, Boomer, Smoker, and a Hunter. They do not have a charger for this tri-cap. Survivors currently at 66% of the map and will be slowly moving forward. They still have this kind of crescendo area to make it through, as well as this other choke point where the staircase. Hunter from inside the house is going to be wall kicking, will be dead stopped for his troubles though. There's a scratch onto Coach as well as a smoke. Nice double boom from the lorry there, but that will pretty much conclude the attack other than the Smoker. He gets one more scratch onto Coach and that will conclude it. Decent damage so far, but they need to keep pressure up if they want to stop them from making it to the safe room.
Yeah, indeed, but they have already pushed off 2 medkits. That's pretty good.
Absolutely, yeah. 2 more to go. They do need to make this charger work, and charger is leveled, though he's not able to get the well, it's not really a death charge, more of an in. Boomer gets a rocket, but will be dead stopped before she can bomb it, and therefore will be shut down. Only a Hunter remains, who was not able to go in with the attack, so a bit of stagger They did kind of rush a little bit to get that choke point attack, which unfortunately when the charger goes first, it's pretty easy to shut him down. Smoker, Jockey, and a Hunter, they do not have a charger. They have a tri-cap, but not the charger, and the final spawn is going to be a splitter. So maybe not the best attack, but they can pull it off for sure. Jockey moves in first, gonna look for a first. Will be dead stops and killed. Hunter is killed as well straight away. Smoker will be shut down. Final spawn to shut down will be the splitter. So not much damage happening, but then again, you can't really blame them. It's a very hard attack to pull off in that area.
Did this ever seem like a good idea?
Survivors are going to be making their way down the spiraling staircase there, straight into the cane field. They're going to be running along the pipe, and will be moving straight forward. They may even actually get out of the cane field before it. Well, they won't, but they are nearly. There's a charger moving in, isn't able to make... Oh, actually gets a double charge. Nicely done. There's a separation jockey, but unfortunately the jockeyed victim was stolen by the smoker, which was not intentional. I don't believe for a second it was intentional, but nonetheless, that was a little bit unfortunate. Nice double charge, but they will be making it into the safe room here with 2 medkits. That's going to award them 150 bonus points. As we can see again, Manzano there. Yeah, Manzano there, 44% of the damage onto Special Infected, 52% of the kills, which is 21.
And all of the friendly fire.
Yeah, 10 damage again, actually. 10 friendly fire again, so that seems to be his lucky number for friendly fire. So far, anyway. Next tank. So the next tank is going to be in the hands of Bugs. Which is Joji, isn't it? Indeed. So, Bugs, Joji, whatever you want to call him, that's going to be the tank for chapter number 2 of the second half. Spanish Nerds, as a result of being in the lead, will be playing Infected second here. There is that early tank that very annoying children have to work with. They need to be very careful and make sure that they don't group up, really. Because in a close area, if everybody's in a corner, that could be all 4 of you just kind of pinned in the same punch. So a very, very real risk that needs to be preventing. I've never seen a tank this early, really, actually. I've never seen a tank this early. But then again, maybe I have, but it's just because you can get into that open area so quickly in normal hard rain to the left of the survivors outside the safe room. Not really an option, though, in downpour. So... yeah, honestly, I genuinely haven't seen safe room tanks before on this chapter. And bearing in mind I've been playing this game, well, on and off, but I've been playing this game since 2009 when it came out. I genuinely don't remember the last time I saw a safe room tank on Hard Rain Chapter 2, which is impressive, actually.
Yeah, it's usually out in the open area after the house, but...
yeah, that's normally what I'm used to seeing, yeah. There's a Charger, Smoker, Boomer, and a Hunter, same as before. Different to very annoying children, the Spanish Nerds are going to look for a damage pounce on the Hunter, who looks to be warping around a lot, so is unable to get the positioning very efficient. I think really it's better to pounce back and forth, like side to side, rather than directly up to get that. They are aware of where the Hunter is, though, but being aware and shutting him down are 2 different things, so they have to be very aware of that 25 damage pounce potential. Obviously, Spanish Nerds are very familiar with this game and very good at the game, so they're more than capable of landing 25 damage pounces if you don't account for it. Survivors showing good patience here. They're not looking to take any risks in this grand final. However, speaking of patience, the Special Infected are doing the exact same thing, really. They're going to be waiting for the choke point ahead instead of attacking outside, which I have to say I agree with. I think it might even be a better choke point, really, to attack there.
yeah, we're about to find out.
Yeah, obviously there is a tank as well, so, you know, that could be a part of their thought process as well, really. Survivors are going to be looking to trigger this tank. hopefully pretty soon. Obviously, they have a boomer, charger, smoker, and a hunter to deal with. Very dangerous special infected when you want to be running back for the tank. Got a few survivors walking around here. They're trying to spawn this tank, but they're not having any luck. And obviously, special infected have no reason to attack. They're just going to be patiently waiting. Survivors are at 9%, so it will be pretty soon that the tank spawns. Obviously, they also want to make sure they're clearing all the common infected. Tank has now spawned. Survivors will be running back. Infected will be looking to attack. There's a boomer from the distance, isn't able to make a connection, is too far away and will be shut down. That's good news for the survivors. Nicely dodged on the smoker tongue there. Charger can't make a connection, gets 2 scratches. Oh no, the car has in-caps the smoked victim there. Not looking good for the... Oh no, that's going to be a death. One person has died for very annoying children. That was a very quick turn of events. The smoker played very well there to separate Laughter, aka Coach. And is going to be hiding behind the car here, taking cover. So they only have 3 survivors to kill this tank. 4,000 HP. So obviously 2,000 damage has already been done. Smoker's going to be looking to get rid of the spawn there. There's a boomer and a hunter so far. Final spawn will be up in about 17 seconds. Boomer does actually go in to get a connection. Gets a 1 bag. 1 survivor boom. 13 seconds is how long they have to wait for the final spawn. However, the tank is on 55% of pass number 1. We do have a pause going on here. That's a good point, actually. Yeah, the tank is not losing control. So obviously the tank is pretty much going to have to go in there just for a little bit of fairness. So they're looking to unpause. There we are. Tank will be moving straight in. He does have 6 more seconds to wait for his spawn, so that gives the survivors some time to kill him in time. Tank is going to be moving in now. He's already taken 1,000 damage. They're going to be looking to try to kill him. Gets a punch, actually, initial punch onto Rochelle. They're going to be whacking him in the back there with Ellis with the frying pan. Unfortunately, Rochelle is stuck and unable to make any movement happen. That's going to be an in-cap onto Rochelle. That's going to be a smoked victim on Nick. They do kill the tank, actually. Very clutch gameplay and managing to kill the tank with the stuck survivor. Spawns down for at least 12 seconds. They will be able to revive all of their friends there. 1 survivor revived. Rochelle is going to be the next person to be revived, so they actually somehow managed to kill the tank and pull that gameplay out the bag. We're going to have to see how much further they can make it.
Yeah, Rochelle got stuck in the ceiling and the tank kept hitting her, so Ellis could hit him about 3 times with a frying pan. And if he would have swapped to Ellis, he would have probably wiped them.
Absolutely, yeah. Boomer from the rooftop there gets a boom onto 1 survivor. Charger moves in, and there's a hunter, charger, and a spitter combination. The death spit's going to add some more spread there. That's going to be an in-cap. Yeah, that's going to be an in-cap onto Ellis there, guaranteed. They have 1 medkit and 1 set of pain pills. For some reason, we have somebody who has been kicked out of the server there, the Manzano. I'm not sure what's happened there. Nonetheless, the survivors are going to be moving forward. Yeah, that's interesting. So we have 3 versus 3 at the moment, technically. No idea what's going on there, but there you go. Some weird things can happen. Survivor's going to be in the room here. They have 3 spawns to be dealing with. And yeah, we are going to see a pause. You know, obviously, eventually we were going to see a pause because, 3v3 is generally not how the game is played. Very interesting, yeah. So, got a VAC ban, VAC. You know, it is. I have no idea what to say. Sorry?
They had a hacker? Seriously?
I have no idea what to think about this. This is
Manzano was hacking.
What the hell is going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is controversy, I guess. I mean, that was a pretty abrupt VAC ban as well. I mean, that doesn't happen out of nowhere. There's got to be a reason, really. Back to group stage. Absolutely. Yep, we're going back to group stage. I mean, that would be be good. I can bring my team back into it.
Has he cheated the entire? Yeah, I'm saying team should be disqualified.
Yeah, I mean that is a
How do
lot
we
of
know
control.
they didn't get to the finals without hacking? That's
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're gonna be unbiased. We are going to maintain the benefit of the doubt, and we're going to assume there is an explanation for this until proven otherwise, basically. But that, I mean, obviously the other guys as well, Abstract, Joji, and Z. They're obviously going to be very embarrassed about this as well, really, if it does turn out to be true, because those guys are not hacking. You know, obviously, it's a very direct. Yeah, I mean, obviously,
Valve is detecting a cheat on his computer or something. I don't know how it works, to be honest.
I wouldn't be able to tell you the intricacies of it, but nonetheless, it is very suspect. I have to say, very suspect things going on there, which, you know, is a little bit anticlimactic as well. Obviously, Manzano was, I mean, he was the mentor, wasn't he? Was he? Yeah, because he was the mentor as well, so that obviously doesn't really... So, I mean, obviously, a VAC ban like that's... Yeah. So basically, it's looking like we are going to extend this quite a bit. Both teams, I believe, are looking to play from the beginning, actually. They have a substitute, Spanish nerds, so either they'll be playing from here or they'll be going from the beginning. So we're going to wait for the decision here. Very unfortunate result for Spanish nerds. It kind of not very good for the credibility of them. Yeah, that's true, actually. VAC is the ultimate winner of this tournament, basically. Oh, goodness gracious me, ladies and gentlemen. This is... obviously, the options have been given. The options are either play from now or play from the beginning with the substitute. Yeah, I mean, technically, yeah. Oh, that's so unfortunate.
Yeah, looks like the tortillas are disqualified.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, so obviously, Deadeye showing some good morals there. Doesn't care about the money, cares about the justice. That's what I like to hear. That's good stuff from Deadeye there. Shout out to him. But yes, I mean, it is already a forfeit win. I mean, it was looking like a decent game, but obviously we are going to continue the game. Nonetheless, Spanish nerds have unfortunately been disqualified, and therefore there is going to be a forfeit win to Very Annoying Children as a result of a VAC ban put onto Manzano. So that's...
Shame on him.
I mean, I do have to kind of agree, really. That's not very good of him to do. There is not an excuse. So, nonetheless, we do have Loki, who has been joining in here to see what they put in this vote on. Is it restarting? My spec is in the way, so I can't. Yeah, He's got 3-3 though, so now the jockey spawned up, moving in. Will be landing onto Rochelle, but will be cleared. Spitter isn't able to make any connection happen here. Obviously, they still have 3 survivors, and we have to see how far they can make it, but it doesn't really matter because the forfeit win is in their favor anyway.
Yeah, I also saving grace.
We're not going to go anywhere. We are going to continue to commentate this game, and we're going to hope for some good. We're going to hope for some good game with the substitute of Loki. So I have to see what happens. There is a Spitter behind the wall there. Charge is going to be positioning on those little generator objects there. Charge, a Spitter, and a Smoker is what they have to work with the Witch. There's a final spawn in 2 seconds, which is going to be Boomer. Spitter's just making some noise here. They're trying to shoot through the wall, but I don't think the wall is really thin enough to shoot through. Especially not from the ground level there. Ellis tries to bait out a spawn. Is actually able to bait out the spawn there. The Charger just charges into the Witch and will not be able to make anything happen with that. Spitter is down as well, so that's essentially Charger will be killed as well. They're going to go for the remote crown. Nice remote crown by Ellis, aka Zaros there. It's going to be a smoke onto Nick, but will be cleared instantly. Nicely done there. Another smoke will be cleared instantly again. Can't really get the delay. Going to go for scratches and will be shut down. All survivors will drop down the ramp there. There is a Boomer there actually. Loki is. This is a really weird game, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, we have the forfeit win as a result of cheating, and then Loki is not able to move one bit. There will be a Hunter moving in and shut down immediately there. Spitter and a Boomer are going to be the only spawns they have to work with. However, the Boomer can't move. Or can he? He can move now, so that's good. Going to get the rocket. They don't notice him in time, so that will connect with one survivor. That will be Ellis. Showing good strength so far to make it this far with 3 survivors. However, it has essentially been a 3v3 up until this point. 65% of chapter number 2. They're just looking in the house for some pain. Charger gets a scratch, but no connection on the charge. Jockey gets a scratch onto Ellis and is trying to connect with Rochelle here. Gets dead stops and shut down. Spitter's going to move in and get a consolation spit to try to get some delay. Ellis just whacking those common infected in the face with the guitar. There's a smoker behind the lorry, but won't be looking to make anything happen there. Just a smoker so far. They have another spawn coming up in 3 seconds, and the final spawn's in, at the moment, 6 seconds remaining. Boomer and a smoker so far for the staircase attack. Charger, smoker, Boomer, and a Hunter. Boomer gets a rocket boom onto one survivor, which is Ellis, but he will be dropping down to his friends. Hunter's just going to be repositioning onto the high ground. There is a smoker spawned up as well. They might be looking to attack here, actually. Smoker from behind, Hunter from in front. Charger isn't moving in with them. Smoker's going to land a connection onto Rochelle, but nobody to intercept, so will be shut down very easily there. Hunter is pouncing around, gets a 6 damage pounce onto Ellis, but will be shut down straight after. The Charger in the hands of Joji is not moving, actually. That would be why he didn't go in. So obviously we've got a lot of weird stuff happening here, ladies and gentlemen. Honestly, there's not really a lot we can do, guys, other than just apologize. You know, we have to apologize on behalf of this very strange incident. Jockey moves in from the back, but will be shut down quickly. There is a Charger moving in at long last, but will be shut down on the rooftop. The survivors have actually moved back into the open area, which is an interesting decision. I thought they would have tried to run forward, which they're actually able to do. They don't have to wait for the elevator to get up, because there is no elevator, just a staircase instead. 2 survivors are slow, 1 survivor is nearly slow on 46 HP and gradually ticking down. Hunter and a Boomer so far. Final spawns in 5 seconds. Hunter pouncing around. Gets a nice pounce there actually onto Nick as he falls off. Jockey, Charger and a Boomer. They do have the potential for the Charger to make something happen here on the stair. Jockey moves in for the first survivor. Charger's going to look for some interception. Gets a nice charge scratch combination onto Rochelle and the in-cap. Final remaining survivor is Nick, who is not in-capped. Will be reviving Rochelle before Ellis. Ellis is surrounded by a few common infected, but not enough to kill him at the moment. However, unfortunately, the Jockey delayed, so he may actually be going down here. Smoker from behind isn't able to stop the revival. Ellis does actually end up going down, so they have 2 remaining survivors to keep moving forward. Smoker from below just making some noise here. There is, as I say, 2 survivors, Rochelle, and Rochelle will actually get smoked in the back there and will be separated. Hunter's going to wall kick, very nice wall kick there actually onto Nick. Nick above there is going to be surrounded by commons, and with a Hunter pinning him, he's going to go down straight away pretty much. The Hunter is killed before the Hunter can get the repounce onto Rochelle. Rochelle with 1 medkit, but doesn't really have much time to use it because there's only a spitter up, but she can't really take that time. She has to keep moving. Shuts down the spitter before she can get the lay. There's a jockey moving in for her. Dead stopped and shot in the face twice. Very low HP, gets the final blow. There is a charger, and unfortunately for them, there's a smoker. And really, all they need to do is scratch her once, which they will not even scratch, just charge her. So that's going to conclude the round. It's not really worth mentioning the point difference because it doesn't matter, but nonetheless, the Spanish nerds on 1,760 versus very annoying children 1,040. Do you know what? It's actually very worth mentioning the sportsmanship of the other players of Spanish nerds because they're still continuing to play this, regardless of what happens. You know, they're obviously unfortunately disqualified, and therefore they have no chance of winning any of the prize fund, but they're still playing anyway. So regardless of what happened with Manzano, it is, you know, it's worth giving respect to the other guys, and also Loki for coming in to substitute as well.
I wonder if they knew about it, if the other teammates knew.
Absolutely no idea. Yeah, controversy is very good for business. That's a very common fact, really. Controversy is the best thing, really, for business because no publicity is, well, bad publicity is still publicity at the end of the day. So, while I'm just going to quickly get the tanks here. We are going to be seeing a tank in the hands of Laughter. So obviously we don't know exactly what's happened. We don't know who knew and, you know, how long it happened for. We don't really know very much. I especially don't really. I'm not too familiar with Manzano. I'm not too familiar with whether he has cheated before. I'm hearing claims that he has cheated before. I can't verify anything, and I don't really want to get involved as such. But nonetheless, we have 2 more chapters to make it through in this completely just for fun game. That's all it really is at the moment, for fun, which obviously I'm glad these teams are doing. I'm glad they're still playing for fun, trying to get some enjoyment out of it anyway, despite the situation. Charger from the room there gets a charge onto Ellis, as well as the death spit combination. Lots of damage happening onto Ellis there. That's going to be a guaranteed in cap. Nicely done. Jockey's going to look for some delay onto the reviving survivor, but isn't able to make a connection. Joker, would you mind re-spectating so that I can... Apparently you're a smoker. There we go. Jockey and a boomer, accompanied with a charger, and final spawn will be a spitter. So they have a 2-2 with the charger and the jockey.
Reloading.
Boomer trained there, but isn't able to make a connection. Charger, same situation, no connection made. Not the same as the first attack, so no connections and therefore no damage. The jockey wasn't actually able to synchronize either, so they won't have any problems progressing further forward. Well, as fast as their slowest player, mind you, because obviously Ellis is slow on temporary HP, 16 HP. Has been in-capped once as well, straight outside the safe room, so 1 more in-cap will make him black and white, so he has to make a decision whether he wants to keep the medkit or use it. Boomer, jockey, charger, and a smoker will be the setup. Most of which are behind the lorry. Nice positioning by the boomer there, very nicely done, getting a boom onto 2 survivors. Nice chip level there by Loki, the substitute, aka Nick. Jockey moving in for the separated survivor coach, unable to make anything happen in this storage warehouse. Tries to get the scratch onto Ellis, isn't able to, will be dead stops and then shut down for his troubles, and will actually create a bit of a delay in terms of when the spawns will come up. Hunter and a boomer so far. 3 more seconds to go, and we'll see the third spawn. Hunter, Boomer, and Spitter. So they already have a 2. Hunter from below going to look to reposition onto the roof above the survivors.
Reloading. Can somebody wait up? I gotta heal.
Hunter's going to be pouncing around on the roof to the right of the survivors. They do have a Hunter, Charger, Boomer, and a Spitter. Boomer from below gets a boom onto 1 survivor, but they're still all on top, so they might not be looking to really move anywhere here.
Reloading.
Boomer repositions straight above the survivors, may actually be able to get a proc. Charger moves in, tries to get the separation charge there. There's a Hunter landing, might be able to get the dual cap here. Unable to connect with Ellis though is the Charger, so there's going to be good spit damage onto Coach with the Hunter. Unfortunately for them, they weren't able to secure the dual cap on the 2 separated survivors in the room. Survivors are going to be making their way forward, but only as fast as Coach, who is slow at the moment on 31 HP. Smoker, Charger, Jockey, and a Spitter will be the setup. They have a tri-cap with the Spitter. Jockey moves in first. Charger from behind will be shut down. There is separation Jockey and an interception attempt by the Smoker. Some damage happening from the Jockey, but nothing really to rave about, so that will conclude the attack. Going to be slowly but surely making their way forward here. There's the spawns died at just about the right time. They're all going to be up in 7 seconds, give or take. So they will be able to get the spawns at the same time and synchronize something here. Smoker and a Boomer, accompanied with a Hunter and a Jockey. So they have the tri-cap without the Charger and without the...
We can cross over that tank.
Smoker from in front tries to pull a survivor into the Witch there, which has spawned. Gets the pull onto Rochelle, but she's behind the wall and therefore won't travel any further. Trying to get the scratch onto the Witch as well. They're just looking to kill these spawns. Smoker's on 71 HP, very low, down to 50 now. Will be shut down, and the Witch will be triggered. They only have Uzis, mind you, actually. So they're going to try and hit her in the face and try to kill her, but they won't be able to secure that. No shotguns to talk about, so therefore the Witch will get the in-cap onto Nick there. Nearly killed the Witch, actually. Did just about 900 damage, so 1 more slice would have secured.
Reloading.
Only a Spitter to talk about so far. 2 more spawns coming up in 2 seconds, which will be Spitter, Charger, and a Hunter. Final spawn in 5 seconds. They might look to attack with these spawns regardless, because this is a choke point. Hunter is behind at the moment. Tank has now spawned, and survivors are going to be looking to move back. Nice skeet there, actually, by Nick, the substitute Loki. Although he is stuck in spit, though, so he gets a nice skeet, but is punished for it with a spit charge combination. They're not looking in good shape here. 3 people need to use a med kit, but they only have 2. So that's a guaranteed in-cap for the tank onto at least 1 survivor. They are not actually able to get the revival, and he's going to be moving for Rochelle, the tank. Final punch onto Rochelle will secure the in-cap onto her. That's 2 in-cap survivors, very separated. It really very unlikely they're going to survive this. It's not looking good for them whatsoever. They have 1 fast survivor, but 1 survivor on 2 HP, who is going to be down after 1 scratch. If they can get it with the Jockey, they do get it with. Coach is going to be running forward here. Just obviously he can't get any distance points. He will be pinned by the Hunter immediately, and that will secure the round for very annoying children. Gonna have to see if they can close the point gap anyway, because honestly, wouldn't it just be the most weird thing in the world that they actually still win on points regardless as well? Like, that would just be the consolation, that would. So, second half of chapter number 3, Hard Rain Downpour. Just going to quickly assign the tank, which is going to be in the hands of Abstract. God, what a weird event. What a weird series of events. So we're going to see very annoying children play the survivor side here. On the previous round, we did notice a Charger Spit combination that actually ended up incapacitating one of these survivors there. So they're going to hope for a better result Very annoying children, and Spanish nerds are going to hope for a similar result. Both the witch and the tank are fairly late. The witch at 59% and the tank at 77%. So, you know, with that late tank and all of these choke points that you have to get through, you have to be quite good, really, at Left 4 Dead 2 to make it to the safe room on this map. At least when you're up against a very good infected side, anyway. Spitter, Jockey, Charger, and a Smoker. Jockey's moving in first and foremost, although the survivors have successfully baited, actually. Jockey makes a connection, but isn't really going to make much happen. There is a Charger combination, actually, onto Ellis, so that's going to be some damage. Not as much, you know, because obviously there was an in-cap onto Spanish nerds, but nonetheless, that's going to be half of his HP taken off, just about. That's going to be, what is that, 46 damage onto Ellis with the charge spit combination. Going to be making their way into the warehouse storage unit here. They're going to make it out into the open area before an attack. Jockey, Boomer, Spitter, and a Charger. So they have 2-2 with the Jockey and Charger. Charger's looking to go from behind, it looks like, from the roof, behind the survivors. Nicely positioned, actually. I like what he's doing there. The Boomer might be looking to do the same spawn spot. He does do it and actually gets the proxy, I believe, onto Nick below him. Charger moves in, gonna steal the Jockey target. Good decision there, really. Gonna secure a lot of damage onto Rochelle. And the spit spread makes it so much more difficult as well. The spit just spread in such an awkward way, but that she had to run through all of it to get out of it. 2 survivors on 40 range, 46 HP on Deadeye, aka Rochelle, 42 health on Laughter, aka Ellis. Smoker from behind looks for the separation but can't secure it, so the survivors are going to make their way past that choke, unlike the predecessors, so they're doing good so far.
Reloading!
Charger, Smoker, Jockey, and a Boomer. They have a tri-cap without the Hunter. Smoker from behind will be shut down, however, so it's no longer a tri-cap, it's just a 2-1. They're going to have to look to attack with 3 special infected here. Charger from the rooftop will be shut down very quickly. Nice focus fire there. Jockey's going to land onto Rochelle and put her into slow movement speed. Does have a set of pain pills, though, if she wants to use them. Although, whether they want to or not is really up to them, because they're in very good health. They have 2 sets of pain pills, and 2 people are going to need them shortly. So 2 people are slow at the moment. They might look to use those pain pills, or maybe even heal before the tank, if they can make it that far. Spitter and a Boomer, accompanied with a Smoker. Final spawn in 1 second is going to be a Hunter. So Smoker and a Hunter, 2-2. All they can really hope for here is the boom. With the Hunter intercepting the smoke victim is really the best they can hope for. Hunter pre-spawned on the generator there is going to be looking to go in fairly soon. There is a Boomer in a nice position, actually, above the survivors to their right, if you're looking forward. Isn't able to get the rocket boom, though. There's a Smoker from the generator, going to be shut down pretty quick. The Witch is triggered. As same as before, they don't actually have a shotgun. And as a result, you know, same as last time, they can't get the kill onto the Witch, and that's going to be an in-cap. And unfortunately for them, it's going to be an in-cap onto somebody who was previously very high HP. They have 3 sets of pain pills, and 3 people need them. They are going to use a medkit instead, though, which I do agree with. It's much better to use a medkit in that situation. Jockey is up so far. There's a Spitter, accompanied with a Boomer. So they have a 2-2. Hunter, Jockey, 2-2 is what they have to work with. Survivors aren't really able to cover much ground because they do have survivors on slow movement speed, and they're not choosing to use any medkits or pain pills until the tank. Just have to see what they can make work with this choke point. As in the special infected. Hunter is spawned up and growling around. He's just pouncing around, slowing the survivors down a little bit. Both pain pills have been used. The Jockey and a Hunter spawned up, so Hunter moves in for Rochelle, will be dead stopped and put down all the way to 22 HP. The Jockey was shut down as well. Hunter is actually 22 HP, so not really a big threat there. Boomer from behind isn't able to make the connection, so the survivors are looking pretty good so far. Spanish nerds have been awarded the tank in the hands of Abstract, who's going to be repositioning closer to the survivors, of whom have 1 set of pain pills and 3 medkits. So they're going to have to pull off a pretty good tank here if they want to secure a wipe. just going to be looking to throw some rocks, but they're very aware of them. They're going to pretty much hope that there's not going to be a storm. That's not going to be good for them in this area. Smoker and a Hunter so far. Final spawn in 3 seconds is going to be a Charger. Tank's going to be moving in, looking for a pin before the Special Infected go in with. Misses the first punch, but secures the second punch onto Rochelle. That could actually be an in-cap onto her. Still on half HP as well. They have a tri-cap to work. Nice Charger there. Smoker isn't able to intercept in time, though. There is a dual cap, but the tank rock actually kills the Hunter. It looked pretty good, but unfortunately the survivors look better. Tank is going to pin Coach there. Will be able to get the in-cap, still on 1000 HP. Never mind, he will not be able to make the in-cap. On 200 HP. Pretty good tank, really, considering the circumstances. Going to be throwing a rock from the generator there. Isn't able to make the connection. There's a jockey pouncing around for a distraction. That rock was so close to hitting Ellis there.
Kill it, man. Kill it. God damn, you're good.
Abstract Tank is on 60 HP here. They're trying to get the bullets to connect there. 43 HP on 1%. He's keeping the tank alive pretty well, actually. 28, he's going down so slowly. Survivor's still in a good shape, though. They still have 2 medkits to work with. Hunter from behind the shed there is the tanks on pass number 2, 20%. Hunter will be shut down there, nicely done by Tim. So Charger moves in, gets a nice charge scratch combination onto Ellis there, nearly gets the in-cap. Tank will die, however. Jockey gets a little bit of damage onto Nick there.
Oh, man.
However, they have 2 medkits and 2 people are going to be needing them, so that's good for them in their current situation. Only a Smoker to speak about so far. He will be shortly accompanied with a Spitter and a Boomer. So they already have a 2-2. It's just what is the 4th spawn going to be? They have a Smoker, Spitter, and a Boomer. So it's going to be a Smoker with a Hunter. Same as I said before. They're just going to have to try and intercept the Smoker victim. They have a Storm to work with. Boomer goes from above, gets a Boomer to 1 survivor, which will be Rochelle. They do have the Storm, like I say, to work with, which makes it a bit more difficult for the survivors. Smoker gets a smoke onto Rochelle, is instantly cleared though. The Hunter isn't able to synchronize with the Spit, but nonetheless the Spit gets a scratch onto Ellis and will secure the in-cap. They're going to look to revive Ellis as quick as they possibly can. That was his first in-cap, so he's not black and white and hasn't got a need to use a medkit yet if he doesn't want to. They are closing this point gap pretty well, actually, as well. Not that it matters too much, but they are actually showing the ability to close this point gap. Charger, Hunter, Jockey, and a Boomer will be the tri-cap they have to work with. No Spitter, just the Boomer. Boomer from behind isn't able to connect with anybody. Charger moves from above the survivors. Jockey from behind gets a connect. Chargers can't really get the angle right here, so he's going to be waiting for the Hunter to distract with him. Gets a charge onto Nick, but can't really make much happen there. The Hunter's probably going to look for a damage pounce, although they're very aware of where he is and going to look to try and kill him. They do some damage to him. He's on 169 HP. Tries for the damage pounce, isn't able to connect it. However, there is an incapacitation nonetheless onto Coat. Jockey tries to get the delay, but is dead stop before he can make anything happen and will be shut down. Only a Smoker and a Spitter so far. And they're just outside the safe room as well, so they might be able. They're pretty much going to be able to make it here unless it's a phenomenal attack by the Spanish nerds. Smoker from behind tries to get the separation, but is just completely tunnel visioned by the survivors. Nicely done. Rochelle is separated by the Spit, and there is a Charger they have to work with as well. This will be pretty much the last attack. Gets a actually a nice charge scratch combination, some damage, but not enough to worry about. The survivors will make it into the safe room with 2 medkits, and therefore 150 bonus points, so they have secured the point margin pretty well. Reduced it, I should say. Gonna be moving into chapter number 4, the final chapter of this series. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. And if anybody is still watching as well, everybody who is still watching, thank you very much for tuning in. Really do appreciate everything everybody has done to make this tournament happen, and it has been a very fun tournament, regardless. $60, still over 60. I mean, that's pretty big numbers for Left 4 Dead 2. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, obviously.
Game.
I mean, like, controversy, like I say, is just so good for business, really. So this tank is going to be in the hands of Zaros, which we haven't seen play tank yet, so we're going to see what he can bring. Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is going to be a pretty well viewed Left 4 Dead 2 video. Yeah, so obviously weird circumstances. Controversy is good for business, all that usual. Final chapter. Let's see if they can actually, despite winning already, let's see if they can actually win by points as well. There is a 300-point margin to cover. Not really that much. And obviously with a Zaros tank as well, I know Zaros is a very good player. I've seen him play tank plenty of times, and I know what he can do. So, especially on a very crucial map like this, where there's where it's very important with the cars, you know, trust it to be in the hands of Zaros, really.
Well, pigs.
Nice clickbait title there. Boomer from above gets a boom onto one survivor, 8 damage pounds onto plus a spit combination, some damage, but not much to worry about. The Boomer tries to get a proxy, but isn't able to. Will be shut down on the staircase. So that is going to be the conclusion of the attack. Not a heck of a lot of damage happening. Rochelle is still separated in the back, though. Yeah, there's obviously going to be a highlight of that. It was a very weird case. So far, we have a Charger, accompanied with a Hunter and a Spitter. So they have Charger, Hunter, Spitter. Final spawn is a Jockey, so they have a Tri-Cap. Survivors have covered pretty good ground already. Going to have to see what the very annoying children can make work with this Caravan ladder choke point.
Reloading.
Hunter's just staring at the survivors from above there, not making any sound. He is starting to crouch though, and will be looking to move in fairly soon. Jockey is also spawned up inside the house. I believe we have a Charger on ground level who's looking to get the first survive, which is exactly what he's going to do. Gets the connection onto Nick there. Nice dual cap. Could be a tri-cap, and is not able to be a tri-cap, but there's still a lot of damage happening onto Nick there. Very close to an in-cap. Well, not very close, but close-ish to an in-cap. 26 HP. Pretty good attack.
Reloading.
Going to be waiting 13 seconds for the next attack, so the survivors have plenty of time to cover some ground. They have 4 medkits and 1 set of pain pills. 1 they have used. Nick has consumed some pain pills. So there's a Charger, Boomer, Jockey, and a Hunter. So they have a tri-cap without the smoker and without Spitter. They pop the Boomer, but they do actually trigger the alarm car, as well as a Horde. I mean, obviously with a Horde, as well as the Storm. No connection can be made from any other special infected. The Charger wasn't able to connect, neither was the Hunter. Not very much happened, so they will conclude the attack. Tank will be spawning, and we'll have to see what happens here. They have a Horde to deal with still, actually, because the alarm car, was triggered. Charger, Smoker, and a Boomer. Pretty good setup, actually, really, if they can make something happen with it, especially with the Boom. Charger from behind the hedge there, cannot make a connection and will be shut down for his troubles. Smoker gets some separation onto Rochelle, but will be shut down shortly after. There's a car moving in there, very precarious position, just barely misses Coach, but he's surrounded by Common Infected. They need to clear him, but they're not actually helping with the Common Infected. Can he get the connection? Nicely done there by Zaros, very nicely done with the car, hitting it over the hedge and incapacitating Ellis. I was not lying when I said that, you know, Zaros is the guy you want, really, for this tank fight. Smart decision to put him on the final tank. That's Ellis nearly dead as well. He still has a car in a dangerous position there, which he might be moving in for shortly. Nice connection on the rock there onto Coach. He is now slow, gets the final punch onto him, gets the kill onto Ellis, and will be hitting the car. Charger moving for Rochelle inside the house there. And there's also Nick in the distance, chased by a Hunter and a Jockey. Isn't able to kill either of them though, and will be shut down. Everything is shut down. It's a white, and very annoying children showing themselves to be very worthy of their place in the grand final. Especially with that tank. Very well played by the car. The car getting the in cap there is pretty much what opened up that whole opportunity. So nicely played. And now it is the chance for the comeback in terms of the points. In the meantime, I'm just going to assign the tank, which is going to be Z. Which, you know, again, we have not seen a Z tank so far. So again, we're going to have to see what he can bring to the table. This is another person that we haven't seen play tank yet in this installment. Joking, you're going to need to ready up.
Oh.
So, late tank, late witch. Going to have to see what they can do here. Very annoying children have the chance to make the comeback in terms of the points and secure 2 wins, basically. Boomer, Hunter, Spitter, and a jockey. Hunter spawned below. Boomer tries to get the rocket, will be going in to get the proxy onto Rochelle. However, the survivors are still in the safe room and therefore don't have much to worry about. They only have a doorway and a window frame to worry about with this common infected trajectory. Hunter, Spitter, and a jockey is what they'll be using. Jockey moves in, Hunter is dead stopped and killed, jockey is dead stopped and killed. That will conclude the attack with very little damage happening, so well played by the survivors to bait the boomer and also shut down all the other special infected with good fashion.
We can get across on the rooftops.
Watch out!
Only a charger is up so far. The final spawns will have to wait at least 11 seconds before they get a 4-person attack. Survivors at 20% of the distance points, of the distance of the map so far. Charger, Boomer, Hunter, and final spawn is going to be a jockey. Pretty good setup for this choke point, so I have to see what they can pull off here. Gonna have Rochelle moving first. Boomer gets a rocket boom. Nice rocket boom onto 2 survivors. However, the survivors are a bit far behind. They're not really in the best position in terms of this choke point.
Reloading.
Survivors obviously going to be patiently waiting for this horde to die out here, and also to wait for their visions to no longer be distorted by the boomer.
Reloading.
They're going to be replacing the boomer with the spitter here. Jockey's going to look to probably move in first, the hunter second, and the charger third, most likely. In moves the jockey first and foremost. Everybody's moving in now. Charger gets a nice connection, nice dual cap actually, and some good damage going to be happening there onto Ellis, I believe. Yeah, Ellis, aka Zaros. So good damage by the Spanish nerds with the charger spit combination.
I got some ammo right here.
A very large amount of what Left 4 Dead 2 comes down to, other than tanks, is definitely charger spit combinations. They are so dead.
There's that garage sale.
Reloading.
Survivors going to be making their way through to the alarm car, which they're going to hope that they don't trigger, really, because it will make their lives hell if they do. Boomer gets a rocket boom. Well, it doesn't get the rocket boom. He goes for it, but isn't able to connect anything. There is a smoker behind the alarm car, trying to get the trigger onto it. They aren't able to cut the tongue, actually, and therefore they're going to trigger the alarm car. However, the survivors, taking no risks, are going to move back and kill the horde. Which is obviously a smart decision. They don't want to trigger a tank while the horde is up, which is unfortunately what Spanish nerds had to deal with, so that's sort of a mitigating factor. Still seeing a little bit, well, just about 300 point difference separating these teams. It's all down to whether or not very annoying children can kill the tank here. Hunter's going to be moving in first, gets a connection, and therefore the boomer can get a connection onto 1 survivor. Charger does not connect with anybody, gets some scratches, and each scratch is 10 damage, so obviously it's quite deadly. Jockey did not move in with the team though, so that was a 3-person attack. Good damage onto Zaros, aka Ellis, but everybody else is in good shape. Jason, is that Jason from Router Pixies? Because that would be awesome if that is.
Jockey.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Exactly, if that's Jason from Router Pixies, then that is awesome, because I used to be on a team with Jason, so that would be really cool if that is him. So hello to you, Jason, if that is you. If it's not, hello anyway.
He says hi to you actually. You
Yeah,
say hi.
no, I mean that would be awesome, really. But either way, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's not. Any Jason's cool with me.
It is him. He's
Nice.
saying say hi to Vincent.
Yeah, Benson. Yeah, of course. Nice. moving the car in, but isn't able to get any positioning on it. Only a boomer to work with so far. There's Tank going to be looking to move the car in. He's going to try and punch it over the roof there. Not the best first hit though. It's going to go straight back to where it was. Good second hit though. They need to be careful of that. Very close call there. Survivors are going to make their way onto the opposite side of the house to avoid the car. Tank's going to move in the inside area here. However, is AI. They weren't able to make anything else happen. The tank is AI and therefore will be going down pretty soon. Not able to make much happen. The AI tank gets a few punches here, but will be shut down. Charger moving in the way.
Damn it, stop shooting me! Reloading! Reloading!
It looks like man calling the game.
Reloading!
The span calling it.
Heads up now. Do not shoot me. There's the safe house.
Thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you everybody for making this tournament happen. Everybody who had any part whatsoever in making this tournament happen. Thank you very much for coming along. It's been a pleasure commentating all these games, and we're hoping for similar events, really. So that's it from us. Thank you. Good night, or wherever you're from. Good morning, whatever. GG's.
Bye.